Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process because you know what? It's not just about creating engaging content. It's about how you're going to use your content as a sales conversation to help you reach more customers. So if you want to learn more about this creativity and how this process can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below, in the description box, there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is for those of you who are looking to use ChatGPT to help you write your marketing content. It's a free download, and it's going to give you the steps to learn how to talk to ChatGPT so that it gets what you need for your marketing messages. Another link that you're going to see below is to subscribe to the Marketing Strategy Collective. This is my group program with amazing small business owners. As a matter of fact, we were just meeting this morning on our monthly Zoom call where we were talking about this month's topic of sales. So you have this opportunity to not just have a supportive group online space to get the help you need with your marketing, but you can experience what it's like to actually keep learning, keep moving forward, keep getting momentum with your business. So you see the links below, you know what to do to learn more. So let's talk about this today. Let's talk about our topic of sales. And I want to share with you that a couple of days ago, I was teaching a workshop. I do this every single month for the SCORE mentors here in the Orlando area. And so I was on this workshop, and I'm teaching this. And what I was teaching them was about a content strategy. But I kept trying to reinforce this idea that your content is a sales conversation, and that every piece of content is not a standalone piece of content, and that it is always connected to your offers and to your products. And so when I was sharing all of this, they were starting to get it, and they were starting to move forward into this. But I want to go to the next place with this conversation too. Because what happens when you put your offer out there and it doesn't sell, and here I am telling you that your content is a sales conversation. So if you're using your content as a sales conversation and you're putting yourself out there and you're marketing yourself out there, but your offer's not selling, where is the problem? Are we talking about, is it a content problem? Is it a trust problem? Because maybe we'll say things like, maybe I need to show more testimonials. People need to see more proof that this product works. Maybe I need to show up more because they don't know who I am and they don't know what my business does. Maybe I need to be more confident when I show up in my videos. And then that's when we start to spiral. And this is what I kept picking up on the questions that I was getting for my workshop that I was teaching. The advice, the recommendation that comes out is like, post more, lower your prices, add more bonuses, show more behind the scenes stuff, work on your mindset. There's like all these things that we're told to do, and they sound really good. And they sound like, yeah, maybe it is my mindset. Maybe it is that. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe that offer is just needs a couple more bonuses. Maybe I need to show it has more value to it. Maybe that's what it is. And I see this over and over again, especially with those of us who are experienced business owners who have been around for a while and we really even know who our clients and customers are. So if your offer isn't selling, let me say one thing. There's a chance that it's not that kind of a trust issue. Maybe that sales conversation content that you're creating is more of a clarity issue. And if you were thinking about it from this way that you need to show up more, you need to add more bonuses, add more value, you're misdiagnosing the problem and you're trying to fix the wrong thing. So let's talk about this today, in this video today. In today's video episode, let's talk about why this idea of trust becomes the default way of explaining why our offers are not working. Do we say it because it feels safe? It's like really vague because it's just, it's my offer. And we can't really say that it's not our offer because we're not making sales. But it also doesn't require you to change anything. Because if you tell yourself it's this trust issue and maybe I do some more behind the scenes, maybe I give some more value added, maybe I'll do this, then that fix the fix is simple. You just keep showing up. Keep giving value. Keep building this trust thing. But here's the pattern that I'm seeing, especially with business owners who've been around a while and you're not new to this game and you're not new to understanding who your customers are, what their pain points are, what is the solution that your business is solving. Because I get it. You have the skills, you're visible, you're posting, you're not hiding behind your laptop, but yet your sales are inconsistent. When you've launched a program, it's just crickets. When you talk about your offer and you spend all this time with the launch sequences and doing the emails and the webinars and all of that, and it doesn't convert the way that you wanted. It's the momentum. It's like all, we sit there and we want to point the finger back at ourselves. I must not have done enough to build trust. They don't see my value. But maybe what's happening is something even more foundational. Maybe they're not confused about whether this product can solve whatever it is they're talking about. Maybe they're confused about whether they're making this decision to even buy. And that confusion blocks more than, is she trustworthy? Is he valuable with this product? So let's break all this down. Because when somebody doesn't buy, we imagine they're thinking, I don't know if I trust her. I don't know if this thing works. I'm totally skeptical of this process. I've never heard this before. How do I know this thing works? But most of the time, our customers aren't thinking that. We think that's what they're thinking because that's what we believe is their internal monologue. But what if they're saying something like, I'm not sure if this is exactly what I need. I'm not sure what's going to change if I purchase this. I'm not sure if this is the right decision that I need to make right now. See, that's not distrust of your business. That's not distrust of the offer itself. That's uncertainty. And when we're uncertain, that's when we freeze. And when we freeze, there's no decisions, there's no action, there's no nothing. And there's really 3 types of confusion that happen when an offer doesn't sell. And the first one is something called outcome confusion. The offer sounds really, really good. It sounds really helpful. It sounds aligned with, yeah, that's exactly what I need. But what actually changes? Are you using words like this in your marketing content? Like, grow your business with this aligned marketing process. Create sustainable momentum. Join this group and we will build a business that feels better and makes more money. Now, if I was to join that group or buy that product or work with that person, I imagine that those statements are not wrong. I could build a business with that group and hopefully build my income. But they're not like real and specific. And what's aligned with my marketing? Is it my workflow? Is it my revenue? Is it my time management? What's aligned? What's going to make me feel better? And if I can't clearly see this picture, and I don't mean like on our sales pages where we give that list of this is for you if you feel like this, it's that we want to make sure that we clearly are showing the after state, because your brain delays the decision if it can't see the transformation and the change. So if the transformation is fuzzy, the decision feels risky. If the change doesn't look clear and I don't see how this is going to help me, especially in this unsteady economy, the decision to buy is even more questioned, and I'm more in freeze mode. So you see what I mean by that? And that's when we start to think about the type of copy that we're writing, the type of content. We have to stop using these alignment, these better, grow your business, increase your revenue. By what? By what? And so, yes, I understand that everybody's program and packages and everything cannot be, quote unquote, guaranteed 20% increase in my revenue, but I still need to see myself in the transformation. Another reason that trust may not be what the issue is and why your offers aren't selling is something called identity confusion. And this is for those of us, especially for those of us who have been in business for a very long time. They look at your offer and they're wondering, is this for scaling businesses? Am I too advanced? Am I not advanced enough? Is this for people who need more structure, more creativity? Is this for beginners? And so if somebody can't clearly see themselves inside the offer, they hesitate. It's very clear with what I'm talking about with that first part of the identity, the other confusion. But this is about identity, like they belong. Am I a part of this? Is this is this a group of people that is this me? Do I belong to this? And belonging is tied directly to buying. So the first part, what I was talking about, is understanding what the transformation is, the after state. The second part is me as a person, me as the business owner, especially me as a business owner who's been in business for a really long time. My identity as a business owner. And when somebody reads your offer and thinks, this is exactly for people like me, this is when their brain relaxes. This is when that overthinking stops. But if they're like, I'm not sure if this is where I fit, they pause. So I want you to think about that. There's two separate ways of confusion, and this has everything to do with the way that we are using our phrases and the way that we are talking within our marketing messages. And the last way that people can be confused, that's not connected to just a trust and a value issue, is something called process confusion. And this is the one that gets overlooked all the time. So you get strategy, you get support, you get coaching, you get clarity. But what does that look like? Those are the times when we need to be very specific when we're doing the details on our sales pages. How many weekly calls? Is there a defined framework? Are there milestones? Or is there an outcome timeline? Is there a beginning to this process, a middle, and an end? Our brains feel safer when we see a path. But if the path feels abstract, like you join and you get strategy and support and coaching, woo-woo, even a really, really strong offer feels harder to say yes to. And again, that's not me saying I don't trust your business to have provided this kind of service. It's a lack of clarity. Because if I'm signing up to this program, if I'm doing this and it's going to take me, 10, 15 hours a week, and I can only give you 2 hours, I'm not a good fit. But I needed to know this beforehand. And so if I don't know this kind of information and I'm on the fence about it, and if you're telling me we have calls every month, or we have calls every week. What do you mean we have calls every week? How much work is there every single week? Give me information. Because it's not a distrust of the reason that I'm not buying this. It's a lack of clarity. And so that's what matters for you as a business owner. If you always assume that it's trust, you're going to try to prove you and your business are more valuable even more. You're going to post more value, you'll share more insights, you'll give away more free content, you'll add in more bonuses, create more features. But clarity isn't created by adding. Clarity is able to answer, who is this for? What decision are they making? What changes as a result? Not a long explanation, a very clear, distinctive explanation. And the more experienced your community is, the more they're going to be evaluating based upon the way that you've structured it. They're not asking you, is she smart? Is this really a good process? They're saying, is this the right move for my business right now? They're not looking for inspiration. They're looking for direction. And direction done correctly and clearly is what reduces the hesitation in the offer. So if you see someone is stuck, they're posting without traction, the offers that feel disconnected, your marketing, it feels active, but it's not intentional, and that's why your revenue feels inconsistent. It's not always about you thinking that you need to earn their trust. Take a look at the content that you're putting out there. Take a look at the offers. Look at your sales pages. Run that through the test that I had shared with you. Is there an identity confusion? Is there a process confusion? Do I understand what the structure is? I need to understand that this is the exact decision that I need to move forward. Because selling improves and increases when your customers know what they're deciding on. Not because they like you or because you sent them 3 emails that are supposed to warm them up, or when they've consumed, 27 pieces of content. That's not the point that they say, okay, I've done the 27 pieces of content, now I buy. They buy when they say, I need this because it solves this specific challenge of where I am needing help. This is when buying feels obvious. This is when buying works. This is when buying happens. This is when the connection between the customer and the business takes place. So if your offer isn't selling, I want you to pause before you immediately jump to lower your price, add more bonuses, create more content, build my authority, show up more. Instead, ask yourself, where's the confusion? Where's the disconnect? Is the outcome crystal clear? Do these customers know what is clearly defined with the outcome of what they're going to be doing? Is the process visible? Is the decision simple? Do they understand what the outcome is in the transformation? Because your job in marketing is not to endlessly be posting content to prove your value. It's to remove the friction between the decisions that your customers are making. And when we have clarity with our marketing content, that clarity itself is what removes the friction. And I'm not going to say that trust isn't important, because trust is important. It's one of the main things that we need when it comes to a sales with a customer. But most of the time, especially when we have really smart people out there who are dealing with an unsteady economy, if they're following you and they're connected to you and they're on your list, they trust you at this point. What they're waiting for to buy from you is clarity. And when you give them that, when you show them how that transformation happens and you show them the end outcome, that's when selling feels less like pushing, pressure, and convincing, and more like guidance and alignment. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode started to give you some ideas to learn new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button. And then do me a favor. Hit the share button. Hit the share button and share it with another business owner who you think could use some help and some guidance with your marketing. And if you want to take this further and join us inside the Marketing Strategy Collective, we're going to take all of these ideas and turn this into a content plan that actually drives sales for your business. The link is below. You know what to do to get the marketing help that you need to see real results in your business. Because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.